When I meet anyone who needs to turn their marriage around, I check for just three things. If you can check for those three things and fix them, the marriage will turn around. In 7 days or less, you can turn your marriage around. Does that mean your marriage will be perfect in 7 days? Of course not. It's like a journey. You are driving in one direction. You can turn your car around within a minute and start going in the other direction. If you continue to go in that direction, the correct direction consistently for a while, you will get to the destination you want to. When you got married, you had a destination when you wanted to go to in your marriage. But right now, you have discovered that you're going in the other direction of separation, of divorce, of pain, of sickness, of disillusionment, and unfruitfulness. So you want to turn around your marriage so that each day you see yourself going towards joy, going towards intimacy, going towards fulfillment, going towards growing old together and wondering, how can life be so sweet with another person? That I can assure you that within 7 days, you can turn it around. What do you need to do? You need to check three things. You need to check, number one, how you or your spouse react to negative situations in your marriage. So when I'm working with someone who is struggling in their marriage, wants to turn it around, the first thing I ask them is, when you are mad at your spouse, how do you respond? When they are mad at you, how do they respond? When you don't like what they've done, how do you react? And when you do what they don't like, how do they react? Now, when I know that, we can tweak that. That is one thing. So the way you react to negative things in your marriage is a function of the way your heart is and your expectations from your marriage. If that is done, once we take care of that, the next thing I want to check is your commitment to each other. And this commitment to each other is a function of how committed you are to God and your vision about how God is involved in your life and in your marriage. I usually will ask questions like, what's your devotional time like? How do you connect with God? What do you believe God has for you and your spouse in this marriage? Once we know that, we can tweak that. And if you change that, you will change your marriage. The final one is your connection with your spouse. So if you are properly connected, then the marriage would have been working anyway. So what do I check for in that? It's how you react to the things that your spouse likes. So I ask questions like, what is the love language of your spouse? What makes your spouse feel loved? What are the things that you do together to show that you love one another? What would you like your spouse to do to show you that they love you? I check all those things, and once I know, then I can teach you within 7 days to turn your marriage around. Now, will the marriage be perfect? Of course not. But it will reduce the tension, reduce the stress, and then you can learn the skills that you need to learn to survive, and then to get better, then to grow, and to thrive. What tool do I use here? I use the age-long tool of God's love. Every human being that was born that on this earth has God's DNA in them because God made them. And so if God made you, you have a desire to be loved unconditionally, and you crave that everywhere you are, and you can sense it from a mile away. Someone loves you unconditionally, you can sense it and you want it. But many times we don't have that, so we settle for whatever we have. So when I meet with someone, even one person, I don't need to meet with the two people. If I meet with one person, I can then train you and show you how you can begin to mimic unconditional love in your marriage on all these three levels. First, the way you react to negative behaviors. Second, the way you show your commitment to God and of course to your spouse. And finally, the way you create emotional safety so that you can connect properly with your spouse. Now, if you put all this in place, your marriage will start to turn in the right direction. And this is what everyone should know how to do.